I think we can all agree nothing's better to kill a large amount of time than an RPG, and we did some digging around and found 5 releasing the month of February, so without delays, let's take a look at them. And a disclaimer, this is in a release date order, not a ranking order, and dates are subject to change due to lockdown orders and other factors. But let's jump into number 1. Wigmund, The Return of the Hidden Knights, a game set in a medieval fantasy world inspired by Anglo-Saxon and Celtic fantasy. Play as Wigmund, a fugitive tasked with discovering the new regime's dark secrets that is yet to uncover the mystery of his origins. The interesting mechanic to this game is the way that the battles will be played. The sword combat is made with gestures of the mouse. Now, this seems good in concept, but this can be a gimmick that can get boring really fast. On top of seeing that this game has a point-and-click moving system, if the developers have found a way to keep it fresh and adding difficulty or blocks that enemies can do to prevent you from just flailing, this may be a nice concept, but I'm going to have to wait to make that decision. It looks to be a difficult tactical style fighting, and I'm interested in how it'll play, almost like a mix of Dark Souls and Diablo. Graphically, the game looks fantastic, with nice bright colors and that fantasy look that we've all come to love. This seems like a game that will bring a lot of hours of gameplay, and hopefully fun quests and an amazing story. If you're looking for a fantasy RPG with a unique game mechanic, keep your eyes out for Wigmund, The Return of the Hidden Knights, releasing February 8th on Steam. Number 2 on the list is M.E.A.T, a pixel art RPG maintained in a sci-fi horror climate and styled after the classics of the genre from the 1990s. Learn the story of Sir Colligan, a Civil War veteran who decided to confront the ominous substance slowly digesting his town and save the area and its inhabitants. Now, this game has a very unique setting, being that it's in a small town in Canada during the Gold Rush. Something that I really didn't think when it comes to an open world RPG, but I'm loving the look and style of this game from what I've seen. It's truly wanting to capture the essence of the early 90s RPGs with its look and its extensive dialogue options. It also seems to have a large emphasis on the statistics of your character that may have a bigger impact on the game, something you may be used to with games like the original Fallout series or Kenshi. The game also has a day and night system that will affect how strong the enemies will be in combat, and a large selection of weapons and skills at your disposal. The developers at Trip&Bear do have their eyes on a larger picture though, stating that they will expand the game after release with a co-op mode, and having an ultimate goal of making an MMORPG set in the same universe. I just hope they don't try to run before they're learning to walk, because that's a big leap to take and can easily fail. So if you do want to kill some Lovecraftian enemies in Canada, keep your eyes out for M.E.A.T releasing on the 14th. Up next is King of Seas. I showcased the demo in early December and the full release is now arriving. King of Seas is an action role-playing game set in a deadly procedurally generated pirate world. In a ferocious plot, you will fight to regain the throne after your father, the King of Seas, was killed and you were blamed for his death and left to die on a sinking ship. This game has a lot going for it, and I stated this before, this is going to be a better pirate game than Sea of Thieves, even if it's not an MMORPG. This game brings me back to the old Pirates of the Caribbean game that was developed by Bethesda many years ago. Missions, fishing, trading, and fighting. This is truly going to be not just a pirate simulator, but a seafaring simulator, and I'm excited for that. With 5 highly customizable ships, a crew that can be upgraded, weather and wind patterns that will hinder or help you in your journey, this game has many features to get a lot of people excited for. The only downside I had when I played the demo was the lack of movement of the camera. It's static instead of letting me take in the beauty of the game, and I could only see it from one angle. And sailing south and an island just sneaks up on you, it's just a little frustrating. I don't think they've changed that, but I may be able to look the other way of this flaw for what this game actually has going for it. So get ready to hit the 7 seas for glory on the 18th on all platforms. Number 4 on the list is another 90s style RPG, Shipwreck. You play as your own character on a passenger shuttle ship that was damaged by a pirate attack. You must find replacement parts on nearby derelict ships. Now, this is going to be a short RPG that borrows a lot of its gameplay features from RPGs like Fallout 1 and 2 and Arcanium, giving me really high hopes that this game is going to give you a lot of personal liberties to do what you want. I love RPGs that give you the freedom to do what you want. The developer says that each quest has 3 to 8 different ways that you can complete it. The game world is non-linear, and if you want to go on a murdering spree, no NPC in this game is essential. With with turn-based combat that gives me nostalgia, and I could be a little biased to this game, but I am ready for it to be released. I don't know how long the game will take to play, but if you are ready for a true old-school RPG, suit up and get ready for the cold reaches of space, because Space Wreck is releasing on February 25th on Steam. And last on the list is Legend of Krannia: Cursed Fate, a top-down fantasy medieval 2D action deck building game. Collect skills, level up, customize your gameplay, and manage your stats. It has a complex 2D controls with skill switch, blocking, and dodging. Now this game's really on this list for its visuals, and kind of what I've seen of the gameplay. Graphically, it looks like your old Newgrounds Flash RPG, which nowadays would be considered a bad thing, but I honestly appreciate the callback. The animations and effects look solid, and the combat from the trailers looks hectic and can get overwhelming. The developer says it has a deck building mechanic, but it's not showcased very well. I would imagine it has something to do with the spells and attacks that you can perform, and from what they have stated in the game, has tons of these skills, so you can use them to match up your gameplay style, giving everyone a unique gameplay, and you can't be mad at that. The game does not have a release date yet, but it is slated for a February release. And that's it for the list. Let us know down in the comments what RPGs you guys are ready for, or if there were any that we missed. Leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have fun.